All right, as I stated, I wanted to get my drain trenched in before I ran my wire across, so I'm going to start the video off with that. I went out and I picked up a County Line subsoiler. This is sold at Tractor Supply. It fits my Ranch X quick hitch very well. Had to throw a pin in here, and it doesn't sit too far above the ground, which I think is good, because then I'll get more depth. I'm gonna go out and give it a test. Well, this is it. And it was aggressively easier than what I thought it would be. I did have to put it in low, four-wheel drive, of course. But I ripped all the way to my panels. And I stopped here because of my pipe. It's shallow here. We'll work on that later. I have to dig a little by hand, but this whole thing took me about a minute and a half, 2 minutes. I had a video comment asking about using the trencher. It's a seat on the back with a trencher that's powered off the hydraulics, so you have to put the arms down, operate the hydraulics, dig, but your arm can only go so far before you got to move the tractor forward. So you got to lift your stabilizer arms, jump on the other seat, take the parking brake off, inch it up, you know, 3-4 feet maybe, set the brake, hop back on the backhoe, you know, over and over and over. And that's if you inch it up or move it right to the exact place you need. So I had a buddy over, and he saw what I was doing, and I asked him to jump on the tractor and drive, and just to backhoe this from there to there took about probably just under 2 hours, and that was with 2 people operating, believe it or not. So if I were to use the backhoe on this long run here, that would have been an all-day thing right there, just with the backhoe. and I ripped this in about 3 minutes. Now instead of getting the pipe layer or making my own pipe layer attachment, I think I might just get a spade and rip through this once more and just open the crevice up with a spade tool. Okay, the wind's starting to pick up. I'm trying to beat the weather and I'm working. It's lunchtime. This is about 15 minutes of work. Get this buried. And she comes out over here. And I'm gonna come around and come up into this box. So I bought the subsoiler. I didn't want to take the time to try to build something to bury the wire automatically for a couple of reasons, which I won't get into now. But believe me, this will be faster. Since I scored the ground, I'm able to dig it up real easy. This is all clay, so it's well worth the subsoiler to loosen up the soil. Okay. Go. You have what I'm going to call a male fitting into a female, but this, what I'm calling a female, goes into what I call the male. I call that the male and that the female, but that female connector goes into the male. That's just the way these are. Here. That snaps in. All right. It's here on my crimper, and I'm just using the second hole. Pop right in there, and that's all there is to it. There you go. I think they're what, MC connectors or something like that. There. I don't want to lock these two together, but they should fit no problem. I'll put a loop in them. Silly baby, that didn't go ahead. I'm creating knockouts to install the WeatherTight. This is the WeatherTight. I already got the fitting in there. This part comes up and it comes down on that. This part's already out and in that tube. So the other part here will screw into this hole. That'll come down on here. Just like that. And now I got my punch for the electric here. So what you do is you just basically put your cup on there. This is like a, I don't know, a cutting blade, and when you punch it out, it kind of pushes up and cuts out an ingot like that. So this is what you do. It's not very exciting. You thread that on. I'll go ahead and fast forward this, so I'll spare you the boredom of watching me cut. And then got a breaker bar here, and it pulls that cutting blade up. That die comes up and cuts. Again, sorry about the lighting here, but it's the best I can do right now. And about 20 turns or so later, I can only get a half turn. It cuts through the metal. I heard it. It's starting to snap. It's getting easier to turn. And we're through. You take her out. Now, I've never used one of these before, but what I found is this die kind of presses itself into the hole that it cuts. So I'll show you. Well, I can just lift this cup up. See, it's kind of stuck there. So the other one I had to, that's what we end up with for waste. Oh, there goes the threads. There goes the threads on the small one. This is a Lycamp 10-piece knockout punch set. It was affordable considering the price of most. It was decent. That goes in there. That's our little punch set there. Okay, here's kind of what the final product's going to look like. Where I'm leaving it today. Kind of proud of it. Looks pretty good. Okay, here's my order from Current Connected. I should have had 3 batteries, but I only have 2. This is my rack. I'm gonna assemble the rack, and I don't know what that is on the top. Could be some good. Oh, I did order some wire. So that should be wire, battery, and a rack. I called. They said they're going to give me that 3rd battery ASAP. Okay, here's the racking. It's double bagged, and then it's wrapped. Packing's pretty nice. So I'm going to rip this open and see if I can figure out how to assemble it. There's no documentation, but I'm sure it's easy anyway. There's the rack. I just finished assembling everything, except... Well, here's where I'm at with the Sol-Ark install as of this minute. I added these seal-tight connections here. I'm going to have, let's see, this is going to be power back to the house. I'm gonna have solar coming in, and I was gonna run my batteries terminals through this 1-inch seal tight, weather tight, and these cables with the insulation on them are way too fat to get through. I actually had to run one in each fitting there, put some clamps on there. I'm just gonna run these around here. Here's something a little humorous. I ordered 200 amp current sensors, and they only sent me 1. They said, I'll overnight you a current sensor. I said, that's not necessary because I won't be commissioned here, you know, that quick, within a couple days anyways. He goes, oh, don't worry about it. And this box is a little big for 1 current sensor. Let's take a peek. See what's in here. A lot of peanuts. Solark. Looks like a little sack here. And in the sack, hey, check that out. It's pretty cool. Solark hat. Nice. Got a Solark mug. Pretty fun. I got a little Solark pen, don't I? Yes, I do. Nice little pen there. Everything but a current sensor. Okay, here it is. So this would be my other current sensor. Yep, all good. He took care of me. Overnighted it. Very cool. Excellent support. How's my hat look? Sporty? Okay, I'm trying to bring my L1, L2 and ground through for utility connect back to the Solark here. If I can get this breaker out of my pocket. I got this fella. Okay, battery died. We're back. So we have our current sensors here. One thing I learned is the current sensors have an arrow on them, and that arrow has to face the grid. That's the yellow or the white and black wires. These are my grid wires going back to the inverter. This is what's going to tie into the grid, pass power through the inverter back to the house for my critical load Here's the broken panels. I'm not sure if that's going to pick it up or not. Yeah, I think it's going to be okay. If you were wondering what I was doing, I was cutting that for my Ethernet. When I pulled my Ethernet, I must have not made it long enough because I really wanted to come up with an existing conduit, but I failed to do so.
cut it this way and move it forward. Yeah. Yeah. Well, maybe all that. Yeah, go up.
Okay, here's the finished panel. Mount with panels, I should say. Ignore the string, that was my center line. That's what the wiring looks like. And here's the front side. Right there. That corner one was the one with the broken glass on the back that I added the resin to. I don't know if I should show that. I'm kind of embarrassed. But I basically traced all the cracks. I didn't have enough resin to coat the whole thing. And I forgot I have some conformal coating. I should have probably maybe thought about spraying that instead. And I'm putting my camera up here. I'm gonna have Ethernet run over there. Here's kind of my cracks. And I ran my line over that way, as you know. Comes up here, I got Ethernet, and then my power goes down, and that camera's actually live right now. I just need a longer cable. I'm gonna bring that up, and it's gonna come up over there to that mount. We have an overcast sky. Let's see how we're faring. Two more batteries are on my short list here. Looks like we got about 1.2 kilowatts coming in, and we're charging the battery there at 71%. I'm still tweaking the system so I don't drain the batteries too far throughout the night. I know it's dark. There it is. I need to put the tray back on there, the cover. That'll really button it up and make it look sharp. I just have some cleanup over here, get some things mounted, and we'll be good to go. Thanks for watching.